Hey guys, I want to show you two journals I filled recently, two new ones that I bought that I've been wanting for years, and what my next journal line will be, and a kind of a quick life update. So this journal is the first one I've used recently. I've got these fun googly eyes on the side. It's rose gold, and this one was from about mid-January to mid-February. And this one isn't done here, but this one's the one I was using before it. And this thing was just so bulky. I added in some sticker sheets to use in the back, and it's just like a large journal overall. It wasn't calling to me. It didn't tempt me to use it really, even though it's pretty. I wasn't feeling it at the time, so I switched to that pink one instead of this one. I'm going to finish this one later, but this one wasn't even really halfway done, and that was in probably 2 months or something, at least a month. Like, it just didn't inspire me to write in it very often. Some weeks I wouldn't write at all. And this thing is physically heavy, so it was just not for me at the time. But this is kind of like a current journal, but like kind of on the side. So it's in my kind of rotation, I guess. This is the other one that I filled, and I've really been enjoying this one. I've been using it kind of mid-February to now, and it's almost done. It's got 20 pages left, but I'm calling it done for this video because I don't know when I'll make another one about it. But I really like this one. It's 5x7. I've been into washi tape and this one a lot, so I thinned it out before I used it. Took some of the paper out so I could add washi and not be like bulging, because that makes it hard to write on a page. So I like doing that, especially on some of the thicker journals that are physically heavy. I like taking out a little paper sometimes. But I added my usual CEO, my lucky number, this fake pearl thing that it was on a keychain that I've had for a decade. I used to have it on my purse all the time. This plastic unicorn that I got at a kind of kids arcade amusement park thing that I went to for my birthday. It was a chain of one that I used to go to as a kid once on my birthday. So it's kind of a fun little thing to have. And then this semicolon project thing. Well, just a semicolon, but just to remind myself that I decided my story wasn't over, my life's not over, whatever. But yeah, this is probably my favorite size of journal, 5x7, and this is a Piccadilly Primo one, and the paper's fine for affordable paper. I like it. It's not, beige instead of bleach white, and I painted the edges galaxy, but it doesn't really look like it anymore because I put in so much washi tape. But I don't think they make these anymore because it was really hard to find this, and I haven't seen any of their brand in stores in probably a year or so locally, which is weird. My Barnes & Noble actually doesn't sell Piccadilly or paper blanks anymore, which is odd. But yeah, this journal is kind of in my current journal rotation, but I'm not using it right now since it's just so physically heavy. And I added some stickers to the back, sticker sheets, so I could enjoy them while I was using the journal. But the whole thing is just physically heavy, and it didn't inspire me to use it. So I've put it to the side for a while, and I'm going to come back to it when it's something I can really enjoy. This one is like not even halfway done, and I used that, I want to say, for like a month or two, and some weeks I didn't write at all. So I just wasn't feeling this at the time, so I'm going to come back to it. And my next journal is going to be this one, this owl. It's just kind of fun, and I don't know, the owl symbolism of good luck is kind of nice, but it mostly just smells nice and feels nice. It's a soft cover, but I like the paper. I don't like the paper edges at all, but the paper feels nice, and I wanted to use some fountain pens now and some pastel marble gel pens, and the Lisa Frank diary I have has it has pastel purple paper with clouds on it, and you couldn't really, that wouldn't really work well for fountain pens or super marble gel pens that I want to use right now. So I decided to use this currently because the page edges make a mess and get all over everything. I guess it's nice that they thoughtfully did something to the page edges, but it feels weird. I don't like it at all. If it was just designs on the edges, that would be cool, but this is just like actual cutouts, and it makes a mess everywhere. Hopefully the little raggedy edges will eventually wear off. Not sure if you can see it, but the journal itself is nice. I just can't stand the edges, but the niceness of the leather makes up for it, and I like the paper. So there's that one that's gonna be next, and I'll show you the two new journals I got. they've been wanting a really long time, and I want to do kind of a life update. So I'm finishing off my new school. I'm doing just a leadership and management program. It's just a certificate, and I only have a few weeks left. I'll be done with the program, and so far I've gotten A's. I'm nervous about the last class. I have 2 big assignments for it left, and those will determine if I get an A or an A minus or nothing. So I'm kind of panicky about that. I don't have a job. I had a contract job that just kept getting postponed. Like I got that contract, I guess, probably like a month ago now, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. I can do it from wherever. It's great. But it kept getting delayed, and the software you're supposed to use for it keeps erroring out. I haven't actually had 1 billable hour yet for it, so I'm just pretty much giving up on that. I'm going to try to find something local, and that's complicated, but because driving just is not for me anymore. It scares the crap out of me, and the car here has like no brakes, and I don't like driving other people's cars, or at least not far. And I'm living the suburban sticks, so there's no, like, you can't just take a subway somewhere. You can't walk because there's like fields between buildings in some of the places, and like huge speeding traffic, so you can't walk. If I have to go to an interview, I'd have to Uber or Lyft there, and then like awkwardly wait there before the interview, and then awkwardly wait for my Uber after. And there's not really like local small businesses don't really have like building. It'll be like building, field buildings. You can't really just like walk next door, so you're not right in front of the person who's interviewing you. And around here, it's just people everywhere. Like I looked up statistics, and it was something like 97% of people commute by car here. So if you don't do that, people think, and they see you standing outside waiting for someone to pick you up, they're gonna be like, does she have a DUI? Or like what's her deal? And I don't have a DUI. I joked with one of my parentals that, okay, I actually think DUIs themselves are not funny at all. But if you know me and how little I don't like to drive in general, and how cheap I am, and I've never actually been straight up drunk, and just how I'm not into going to like bars and parties and stuff. So anyway, I took an Uber to a movie one night, and my parental was like, why'd you do that? What's wrong with the car? I'm like, oh, nothing. It's a free ride. If you have enough DUIs, the police will give you a ride around. And he's like, what? And like, he didn't realize I was kidding. It was really funny. Not the DUIs are funny, but I think back then I had like a Lyft free coupon or something when I first signed up, so I had a free ride there. And it's kind of annoying to have to think about everywhere I go, like, okay, is this worth the $13 round trip just to go to the nearest anything, like the nearest McDonald's? And if I find a job interview a job too far away, that's going to cost a fortune to commute there. So I have to make sure it pays enough that it's worth it. And like, I'm not sure that that's really going to work. I need to figure out all that. And I'm like debating the odds of me being able to make suburbia work for me, because this would be a nice place to like raise a kid if I had a kid, but I don't. And it's tempting to live in civilization again. I used to live in civilization, and kind of ironically, I eventually just started driving to work and to school and stuff instead of dealing with the subway and the bus or walking. I was just like, screw it, and drove through city traffic. And here I'm like, I want a subway or a bus or to be able to walk, and like, you can't do any of that here. I have to drive. But anyway, I'll show you the new journals I got, and I've been wanting these forever, probably like 2 years. This one, I used to have the view of the Washington Monument outside my window. So this one I've been wanting forever. This is a 1990s Random House Anything book, and it's the Washington Monument. It was published in 1998, so it's 20 years old. It's vintage and used. I mean, it's blank, but yeah, one of the journals I filled last year was from when I was a teenager. It was an Anything book. They were just, I'm not sure if they've published Anything books since. I'm pretty sure that they haven't published them in about a decade or more. But this design they haven't made in 20 years, and it's crazy that 1998 was so long ago. But I used to could see this. I mean, I didn't have this whole like picturesque view outside my window, but I could see this Washington Monument outside my window, and it's kind of tempting to live there again, but, or at least like go back and visit. But I don't think I want to do that in this journal. I think I'm just going to use it as if it's just any other journal and just kind of write about some of my memories and my long time living in DC. I lived there forever, and just enjoy it, just the prettiness of it. So yeah, I got that one, and I've been trying to order this one a few years. At one point I found one in Canada. I tried to import it, but it ended up being out of stock, and I never could find it. So I was really excited to finally find this. I know I'm talking fast, but I don't want this video to be really long like mine usually are. And I've tried to film this so many times. At first I was going to try to flip through while doing this, but I'm exhausted. Like, I can't do that right now. And yeah, I've been woken up by mowers, like neighbors mowing lawns like the past 2 days, and I forgot last night to do earplugs just in case someone mowed, so I haven't gotten much sleep, and I pretty much spent, well, all week kind of like just sitting doing nothing other than like panicking about my life and career and money and everything, school a little bit. Which, I don't know, and my anxiety gets bad enough it's kind of like paralyzing, and not in the literal sense, but in the not being able to deal with anything and just being kind of mentally exhausted. And it's different than being exhausted and like avoiding reality from depression. I've at least gotten depression kind of like under wraps. I mean, I'm heartbroken about some stuff in life and everything, but not like clinically depressed, which is impressive because I was for so many years. And I mean, that started when I was like 12, so, I mean, maybe not clinically depressed when I was 12, but I started getting, like, feeling depression when I was 12, so I've at least managed to keep that, I at least see some hope that I can potentially find a job here and not be completely screwed. And when you're, like, truly depressed, it just feels completely impossible with, like, zero chance of hope, usually, or at least with me. And I don't take anything for it. There's, like, inadequate healthcare here. And that'll cost a fortune with healthcare costs, and then Uber rides and deductibles, and then pills. I take supplements, and that's helped enough. But anxiety, it's not helping with, and ADD is really not. I've never found any kind of supplement that actually helped my ADD at all. ADHD, whatever you want to call it now. But as if it's not. It's. When I went to a shrink a few years ago, like within 10 minutes, she was like, "You have ADD, for the love of," or no, it wasn't her that said, "For the love of God, take something." It was my Mormon dentist who wanted me to take some anxiety medicine when I saw him. And he didn't even drink soda because it was like too super Mormon. He's like, "For the love of God, take some Xanax," and like prescribe me. So I'm like, "I don't need it." He's like, "Please, for the love of God." It was really funny because, I mean, it was just such a like very proper Mormon dentist anyway. But my shrink was like, "You need medicine," which was what my YouTube subscribers had told me too. But supplements are helping since my depression wasn't too much in the hole, and I at least conquered that. So I'm trying to get a job and fix my. I know you've been staring at this a while. I don't. Anyway, with anxiety and just like not sleeping well and being panicked about my life and like career, no job, like education, money, every family health issues. There's always someone who's not doing well at one point or another. Both of my parentals in the past year have like perpetual kind of big deal health problems, and some relatives have, and I have no grandparents left now. So just kind of like a combination of stuff that makes my anxiety and just like mental overwhelm enough to not be able to sit here and like flip through pages and then put a post-it note over stuff that I'm not supposed to show. Like if I put someone's full name and their personal problems, like I don't think, Aunt so-and-so would want me to like put like Aunt such and such like is a borderline hoarder and spent over such and such in credit cards. Like actually I have a distant, well, actually she has a aunt who got into like major credit card debt, which I understand. It's really easy to let that happen. But I mean, I wouldn't want to put someone's full name and like just flip through every page and not be careful about like what I show, especially since I sometimes like privately message like you guys and stuff. I don't want to put like set like your username and like insert something you told me privately. So that's why I'm not flipping through. It takes too much energy. So I'm just gonna post this pointless video and that's that. But at least you got a life update. It's kind of a variety. These journals, this one's called the Blue Pencil Journal. It's a markings one. These kind of scratch a little bit easily. Not that this one's not yet, but I used to have a few blank ones of these and they scratched up easily. I haven't used one of these since in like probably 4 years. And back then I added enough magazine cutouts and washi tape and stuff that this never could stay shut back then, and that drove me up the wall. But it's kind of like thinned back down since it was crammed in my used journal foot locker. Now it actually stays shut without me having to tape it shut. So I'm going to use this one when I don't really feel like adding much in. But yeah, they only had like 18 of these left on their website, and I hadn't seen it in stores in a long time. And at first I thought they had already sold out. I was all like disappointed and trying to find it elsewhere. But I found one, and since I've been wanting it for so long, like a few years, I got one that's got cute pins on it. And the paper is like kind of one step away from being bleach white. The lines are really dark. It's not my favorite type of paper, but the design cracks me up. The paper in this one I'm really looking forward to. I'll probably use this one and then the Lisa Frank one and then maybe a Sanrio one and then maybe this or something. It kind of depends on if I really get into fountain pens or pastel pens or what. I kind of base what journal I'm using on like what pens I'm into at the moment. I'm going to show you a few washi tapes that I got, and then this is my journaling kit. And I put all my washi tape in here now. This is probably the only Tickled's tiny size gum left in the world. This is a few years old. They stopped making it in this tiny size. And I'm going to save the wrapper and like make a thing of it. So yeah, this is all of it currently. I like having all of it together. I know what designs I have. I got my kind of in-use current stickers down there. And then I just keep my pins separately because I don't know, there's not enough space to do this my pen case right now. But yeah, I found this dinosaur washi tape that I thought was really cute. And this space one. I've been trying to find some galaxy washi tape, but surprisingly it's hard to find, so I just went with this planet space themed one. And yeah, I hope this was moderately amusing, even though I didn't really show anything. Like, yeah, if I showed things, people that would make my videos different. But I do plan at some point to do a journal flip through. It's just like I have to focus on not flunking my last class and getting a job so I'm not completely screwed first and kind of get my life where I want it before I really spend too much time on that like video editing type stuff. But yeah, here's my washi tape. I have a whole video on my washi tape collection. I like that it's all just spread out here and it's easier to find and it's not just digging through like a whole plastic little box of stuff. I have less stuff. I've used up a few in the past few weeks too. Okay, this is really long already. Have a good night. It's spring forward. I should really fix my clocks. Yeah, let me know your favorite quote. I have a page of quotes in my journal now, and I am running out of quotes to add in. All right, yeah. Have a good night, and I hope you like this at all. Okay, bye.